Welcome to the Ping It Football Show. You're live once again with Daniel, with Kuku. We've got another good topic for you. Let's go. Give it to them.
Like the hat?
I don't like the hat.
All right, so this hat, retrievers, wherever my retrievers are.
NBC, it's all about Loyola. Let's go.
All right, so today's topic is, I think it's a good one, and I think it's one that has been needed to talk about, and it has to do with the men's, soccer Division One men's soccer, NCAA. All right, and currently there's a proposal on the table to determine whether moving forward, I think they're talking about starting this like in 2022, where the season should be split into half. The Division One men's soccer Division One season should be split in half, where there will be a fall and a spring season, and the NCAA championship will be played like in the spring season.
Okay, so it's the same schedule.
Same schedule.
But instead of playing it all in the fall, you're gonna place half of it in the fall and the other half in the spring.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is being led by the University of Maryland head coach Sasho, who is, he won the NCAA championship a couple of times, and he's actually been working on this for the past couple of years. And now they're going to vote on in April. And
7 years to be exact.
7 years. So he's been working on this for 7 years, which is quite amazing. So, we're definitely going to get into it. Let's discuss it, share our thoughts.
Let's talk about it.
And hear you guys' thought on what you guys think about it as well.
Who you want to go first? Me? You?
You can go first.
You want me to go first? Okay. Do I think it's a great idea? Yes. It's a very good idea because as athletes, we all play, right?
Correct.
It was awful when you had to drive all the way upstate to play 2 games.
Correct.
One on a Friday night and the other on a Sunday, and then drive back.
Correct.
That's crazy to me.
If you think about it, the midweek games, you play a game on the weekend and you have to play a midweek game right after that, right? And where the situations where you have schoolwork that you have to do, you have exams. So as athletes, you are always missing classes for these games. And I think this proposal that they have on the table is a really good idea for, I think, college students, those that are really still it helps everyone focus on the school part. I think the school part, whereas let's say you have one game on the weekend, you have all week to do whatever you need to do in terms of your school side of things, but also you have a whole entire week for you to prepare for games rather than having 1 or 2 games. Not saying that you need a whole week to prepare for a game.
No, but it's necessary because look, it's either a whole week to prepare for one opponent or only 1 week to prepare for 2 or 3 opponents.
Correct. Sometimes it was 3 games in a week.
Exactly.
3 games in a week. So I think this is something that it's definitely needed. But my perspective on all of this, what I really like about this, I think that this is closer to helping players develop. Right? Now you have the draft where players are being drafted from the NCAA, game going straight to professional.
Yes.
Right? And you watch the MLS and you're like, what am I watching?
I don't watch the MLS, I'm going to be honest with you.
I mean, what am I watching? And what am I watching, right? Players, bad touches, bad understanding of the game, no IQ whatsoever.
Do you honestly think that just because they changed the format of the NCAA, the format of Division One soccer, men's Division One soccer, you think it's gonna make that much of an impact on the professional soccer side?
I think so because what we're gonna have now is it's more month of playing soccer, more time playing the game, right?
No, but we were playing soccer for the same amount of time.
But you played for 3 months and you had a whole entire 9 months off.
Not really. Everybody plays spring soccer.
You play spring soccer, but what do we do in spring? There was all these limitations.
It's not as competitive.
You can't touch a ball for a certain amount of time. You have to do nothing but fitness most of the time. Anyways, there's stupid rules like that, right?
Right.
But now, if the season prolongs, right, where we have fall and spring season, maybe you're off for 3 months out of the whole entire year, compared to being off for 9 months, and you're still in competition for majority of the year. That is better for player development than to say, well, we're just going to have a season for 3 months, and then after that, fend for yourself, players.
I completely agree. I definitely agree. I think that making it 2 seasons is very good.
Yeah.
It's very, very good.
Correct.
For the players.
Yep.
Now, for it to be very beneficial and have an impact on professional soccer, I think it has a lot to do with the coaches, right? The coaches now have all of this time to make sure that they're developing players the right way.
That's true.
So if your coach is not a coach that played soccer, and we've all had some of these coaches. I don't know about your coach at UMBC, right? But my coach
Best
at
coach in the
Loyola,
world.
you know, sometimes we play good soccer, sometimes we wouldn't,
Yeah.
right? And so if our coach had a style that wasn't very beneficial in the development of the players,
Yeah.
then this whole thing still meant nothing for us.
Yeah.
We have more time to keep playing rubbish football. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really do think though, I think it does give time. I think, you know, like you said, the coaching part comes into it where, you know, coaches now have to have time to actually implement ideas, right? Implement system of plays. We all know the college game. Now it's starting to change slightly. I watched the past NCAA, you know, Final Four.
Okay.
Listen, Georgetown, I saw some good stuff, right? Where actually players were knocking the ball. They were being creative. They had ideas. You see all these different teams, Stanford, all these different teams were actually now playing soccer, right? Whereas a few years ago, that was not the case. It was get it, lunch it, get it, lunch it.
So the style is changing.
The style is changing.
Where this shift to 2 seasons could actually end up being very, very beneficial.
Of course.
Okay.
And, you know, so I think it's going to have a whole lot. So coaches now have time to really focus on, okay, this is how we're going to develop this player and that player, and that's how we're going to develop a system of play in our program. So I think this is going to be a very good thing. I think this is also going to help players, because if you think about it, if we compare a college player, these guys are what, 19, 20-year-olds?
Yes.
Compared to 19 and 20-year-olds
That's not even a comparison.
In Europe.
That's a different level. Because you got kids that are 16, 17 now starting to get into the first team football for Barcelona, for all these big teams.
Correct.
So if we're talking 16 and playing professional, and here we've got 19 and you're maybe about to sign, come on now.
You know, and not just maybe, the fact that at 19 years old or 20-year-old, you're in college and you're playing 3 months of competitive soccer, high-level soccer, out of the whole entire 12 months. How are we going to compete globally? How is the US or how is the MLS ever going to get to the point where you're watching the league, you're like, this is quality,
right?
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I think this decision to change the season from a 3 months season to a whole, you know, maybe longer than that is fantastic for player development, right? I think that's really huge. Like you mentioned, for coaches to actually
coaching development. Yes.
So now coaches have the time to actually go out there and invest time into their craft and really take the time to really teach and develop their players, right? What else do you think this is helping with?
I mean, it helps with the students.
Correct.
And the academic side.
Correct.
Big time.
Which is huge.
Because now you don't have to travel.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the week.
Correct.
Just so you can play a Friday game.
Miss an exam that you have to make up.
So that should help out a lot. Because if every game is set, let's say Saturday night, right? Because I think football does Friday night, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever.
Oh, they do Saturday too.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that's a problem.
But we don't know.
But anyway, so if games are always, let's say, Saturday night, or as much as possible, we try to make it Saturday night, then everybody's aware of the schedule, right? Students can plan, teachers can plan, coaches can plan. Everybody wins, right? Instead of, hey, we got a game Wednesday, oh man, so I'm gonna miss that test. Oh, mind you, we gotta leave Thursday night because we gotta play Friday up in, Rhode Island. Man. And then Sunday we gotta come to Niagara and play. Like, that's too much.
Yeah.
That's way too much.
But in the same token, the Ivy League schools are against this idea.
They were, because they thought that it was gonna take class away, it was gonna take time away from the classroom.
Correct.
Right? Because now you're not just playing in the fall and then in the spring you're always there for class. Mm-hmm. You're going to be missing some class in the fall and some class in the spring
as well.
But one of the advocates for this program explains to them that, yes, what's going to happen is it's actually going to end up benefiting the Ivy League schools and the student, because they're going to be in class more for the same reasons we're just discussing. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have to play a lot of midweek games now.
Correct.
So that means you have more time to spend in the classroom, which is good.
Yeah.
I think the next step to all of this would be, okay, we have it in 2 seasons. What about the time where the fall season stops, where they take that break?
Which is going to be around Thanksgiving.
Right after Thanksgiving, or right before Thanksgiving, till it picks up again, right? Yeah. So are there going to be any rules that the NCAA imposes on teams saying, hey, you know what? We know you guys are a really big program. We don't want to give you guys an unfair advantage. Mm-hmm. So we're going to say that no team can practice from Thanksgiving till Christmas. Like, if they do something like that, I think it's going to end up backfiring, because players are going to go away, start picking up bad habits, get out of shape, and then maybe you come back and you're more injury prone.
So I think some of the counsel that idea is that it could be one of those things that if you stop the season in Thanksgiving area and around Thanksgiving, and then you pick it back up somewhere later down the road, who knows when spring season is going to start. If you don't train, will these players be out of shape? If you're limited to how much training can you do, are you literally just kind of going back to ground zero again when you come back? So I think some things to be thought about is what are some rules that can be put in place, or if any, right?
Should there be rules that are put in place, or should they just leave it?
I don't think there should be any rules at all.
And let the schools decide.
I think there should be no rules at all. They should let schools decide. Of course, kids are gonna go home for breaks, and I think that causes a little difficulty, right? But at the same time, which is needed because they've been away from home and it's holiday season, kids got to go home. But I do truly believe that it is important that they don't put any rules on the schools and say, well, you can't train for this amount of time or you can't do X, Y, and Z. Because during that off time, if you let the teams take off or you say you can't do this, those players are going to be out of shape, and you want to avoid that. You want them to stay as sharp as possible. In order for them to hit the ground running once the season comes back again. Another thing is, from a soccer perspective, let's say you're that team that has just been doing so well in the league, right? In your conference. You're number one, you haven't lost a game.
That's big. You have momentum. Everything is clicking.
Everything's going well for you. Now all of a sudden, you got to hit this break. And your players goes off, they go home, and then, I don't know.
You start thinking about it some more. We're in first place. Man, we could be doing well.
But they also go home, it's snow season, they go skiing, and your best player gets injured.
I mean, hey, that's on the player. To be honest, if I'm the coach, I'm telling my players, look, everything is going for us. Don't do anything stupid.
Could this ruin your season? I think it could.
Of course it could. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. We got to put that responsibility on the coaches and the players to come to an agreement to say, hey, I don't want to jeopardize the season.
Yeah.
My thing is, though, if you're doing well come that break time, there is that sense of, man, we could actually do something big for the school.
Correct.
And because you had that time to think about it, that could start playing in the minds of the players.
Yep.
And when they come back, now they've had so much time to think about what's actually happening, what potential they could actually, achieve, what they could potentially achieve during the season, and then that could start crippling the team. So hopefully, the mental side of the game during that break, they're not too affected by it. But I think overall, it's a fantastic idea. It's a great plan. Hopefully, we can get enough people to vote for it.
Yeah.
And because look, think about it from our perspective, man. When we played in college, it was 3 months, and then you were done. If you didn't go to the NCAA, which I went 3 out of 4 years, if I didn't go, then it's like, man, season's over. But now,
but you guys played in a really weak conference, though.
I mean, it wasn't that weak. But hey, I went to the NCAA. I played against Maryland. Sasho, you remember me? I was giving it to your team badly.
He doesn't remember.
When he sees the video, he's gonna remember it. Sasha, I know, you and me, you remember. So anyway, when your season was over, that was it. Mm-hmm. But now, think about it. You're playing, you feel like a professional almost.
Yeah.
You can kind of mimic the Premier League, you know? Like, man, we're still playing. They're still playing.
Yeah.
There's that excitement for the players.
Correct. And I think it's an opportunity where also the NCAA can build a bigger fan base, right? Because now more people will be tuned in, and the Premier League will be on. So therefore, if your game is on, most likely people are going to transition over to your game as well.
After they enjoy a good Premier League game, let me go enjoy some good college soccer as well.
Another thing that would be interesting though, think about this. It's almost like a college transfer window mid-season. Let's think about. I think that would be really interesting.
I actually thought about that, but I was like, wait, should they have that?
They should. I think that would be exciting to think about it. A player decide mid-season, hey, I'm transferring. I don't like this. I gotta go.
And that window,
you have that break time to leave. What do you guys think about that?
You heard it here first on the Ping It Football Show. Implement it, Sasho. If you hear this, maybe you should propose it. You need it. It's good for college football. As in like soccer.
College soccer.
And we're mimicking the best leagues all around the world.
And we give
what else you want?
Listen, this would be so interesting. Think about this from a coaching perspective.
Okay, I'm thinking.
This would be very interesting, right? Because now you're a coach, you're sitting there, it is the transfer window open.
Who do I need?
Not only who do I need, but who's leaving?
Who could potentially leave in your team?
Who could potentially be leaving your team?
Oh, hey, that kid, Levy or Dan Yanker, they've been doing well. They might want to transfer to a bigger school.
There you go.
Can I lose them?
And now,
do I need to entice them with some more scholarship?
What do you do?
Okay.
So now, I think that just brings a whole entire interesting ideas to the table that I think we should really be thinking about.
From the player perspective,
this is
we're
awesome.
loving it.
Of course, I love it. As a player, imagine
as a coach,
it's a headache.
You can't sleep.
It's a headache.
So that transfer window ends, you can't sleep.
Man, that means more work for you, man. I think this will make it so interesting.
Everybody's got to improve.
There you go. There you go. Everyone is improving. The team has
Nobody's safe. You heard it here first. Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
I think that's
we need a
idea.
transfer window in college soccer. Division I, men's. That's where we're starting.
I think that would be a great implementation. I think that would change the game. That would be exciting.
Wow.
Right? That would be exciting.
Wow.
I will pay to watch that transfer window season if they can have it on TV.
That's incredible.
Just watch who's going to leave and go where and what coaches are doing.
Transfer deadline day. The clock is ticking.
The clock is ticking.
All you young FIFA players out there, when you do your manager mode and the clock is ticking, you know how that feels.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think maybe we might be pushing too far, but I think that's a great idea.
They should add it.
They should add it.
I mean, look, everybody would watch the transfer day deadline.
Yeah, I mean, every kid is watching who's coming in. Imagine your team, let's say number one. You're number one, right? You know, okay, we're going to go into the season. We have a good momentum. We're probably going to finish first. Now you're watching who's coming to your school. Who is coming, right? Now you can call up your friends. Yo, where you at? Are you going to transfer? You should come in. Like, just think about it. I
talked to my coach. He says he's all bought in.
There you go.
Come. Full scholarship. All day, every day. Let's go.
I'm thinking about it. It's going to be exciting. So
it's going to be great.
But overall, I think this is a great change. I hope, please, if you're out there and you're hearing this, you're watching this, make sure we get enough vote for this to go through. I think this will be a game changer for NCAA soccer. I think this will help a lot of players who really feel like a professional. They start thinking like a professional, so when they get into that environment, it's not a huge drastic change for them. I think this will be great for development. I think this will be great for coaching altogether. So it's time that we, as an American soccer landscape, stop doing things, backward, if I should say that. We're doing things too backward. We need to move a little bit forward to help and really meet the global demand, because right now, even with that, we're not meeting the global demand. Even with that, we're not meeting the global demand. But at least it's another positive step that we can build on top of. And then say, who knows? It's a whole entire year of soccer. And at that point, by the time it gets there, it might just be full professional leagues happening, so kids can even skip the whole entire college process. Yeah, we'd love to see that because we want to compete globally. We want to be on the top of the with the food chain with all those people. But with all those people.
Anyway, good stuff.
Yes.
Let us know what you think. As always, hit that like button, thumbs up, hit the subscribe button somewhere there. I think wherever it is.
Yeah.
There, right. And then also, drop a comment. Let us know what you think. What you want to hear us talk about. We always want to hear what you think.
Definitely. If you want us to do a follow-up on this video and you have any thoughts and idea, let us know.
That's it. We'll see you next time. Ping It Football Show, guys. We're out.
Just